We don't like it that Travis told us so in advance. Travis went good, so all y'all are dumbasses. That's all I gotta say. And thus we're done with the video. What good is a prophet if nobody believes in? I mean, seriously, if you're not going to believe the prophet, if you're not going to run the test and find out that he's true or false, and you find out that he'd be true, why would you not follow him? Why would you not run the test and find out? I don't get it. It's in scriptures. You are religious people, right? You believe in what the scriptures say? Well, you don't if you don't follow them. You cannot say the scriptures are true when you don't follow the scriptures. So, needle pulling thread. This is a special Trump Ice 2025 video for you. And it came to pass, Alma 52, starting verse 3, that the brother of Amalickiah was appointed king over the people, and his name was Ammoron. Thus King Ammoron, the brother of King Amalickiah, was appointed to reign in his stead. And it came to pass that he did command that his people should maintain those cities which they had taken by the shedding of much blood. For they had not taken any cities, save they had lost much blood. The blood, mother, the blood. And now Teancum saw that the Lamanites were determined to maintain those cities which they had taken, and those parts of the land which they had obtained possession of. And also seeing the enormity of their number, Teancum thought it was not expedient that they should attempt to attack them in their forts. But he kept his men round about, as if making preparations for war. Yea, and truly he was preparing to defend himself against them by casting up walls round about and preparing places of resort. And it came to pass that he kept thus preparing for war until Moroni had sent a large number of men to strengthen his army. So, Trump, closet Mormon, follows the Book of Mormon to a T. To a T. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. Because sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. I don't like either of them. They both have coconut. Doesn't matter if it has nuts or not. It has coconut. I don't want it. It ain't going in my mouth. Coconut juice is fine. I can handle coconut juice. Though I would prefer it mixed with others like cranberry. Because alone, I'm not too fond of. Hello? Seriously? God. I remember the good old days when I first bought this. This was so awesome. Worked great. And then Microsoft upgrade after Microsoft upgrade that downgraded each and every single upgrade. Why can't they let me design my computer the way I want it to be run? Why do I have to be forced to have their way, which is stupid? It's like they don't even run the tests on them. They just do the upgrades, and then total chaos and pandemonium erupts, as I'm very sure they don't even use their own upgrades. They have a completely different system that they made up for themselves. How much you want to betcha? They get to have their computer their way. Not me, the consumer. Anyway, so lest everybody forgot, despite the thousands, if not tens or hundreds of thousands who know of this, should I check for him? See, the Mormon YouTube employee in Utah County is a little upset with me that I did these videos constantly. Because he thought he was going to show me by recommending a Mormon faith-promoting channel. And oops, Mormons never get it. You never get it. When you are in the wrong, the enemy good guys always exploit it. So, Oaks got leaked by a little sister missionary, 19 years of age. Brand spanking new 19 years of age. I remember when 19-year-old girls used to be so mature. Just like me at 19 years of age. Now they're just little toddlers. Don't want to trust them for anything. Because we still remember what it was like when we were that age. We wouldn't trust ourselves, why would we trust our kids? So anyway, Oaks shouldn't have trusted anybody. He should have kept this a super sacred secret. And apparently he just couldn't let it go and he had to leak it. And it got leaked. By President Marquis, going out to the Australia mission, where little Sister Jessica was out there with him. Apparently they went out on the same airplane as they got their photos taken together at the airport, all with their bags. Although I don't see his bag, so he most likely just met her. Similar to Barton did when I got out there to was it the JFK airport? I can't remember. Or it could have been, is LaGuardia out there, or is that Los Angeles? Don't know my airports anymore. Anyway, yeah, you've already seen the thumbnail picture. Amazing. How could I ever think of something like that? Why didn't you? Why didn't the press? Why didn't late night comedy? Why is it always me? I mean, seriously. Alien invasion with a battle in Los Angeles. Comic gold. And it's me who came up with it. Unbelievable. So, Oaks prophesied of this. In Chiasmus, March 14th, 2020, in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is not the end of the world, but merely a test, a trial run for the second coming. Really? Oaks ran a test in 2020, huh? What happened in 2020? And so here we go. history repeating itself. Nobody learned from history in Trump's first term, and so everything's getting repeated, and the news is treating it as if it's brand new. We never knew Trump was going to do this. Breaking news! Trump did this! We never expected this to happen. It has never happened before. Brand new President Trump. Shocking the world. We never saw this coming. He never said this in any of his rallies or his inauguration speech or in his first term or any of the consequential executive orders. We never saw it coming. We're so shocked. I warned you guys. I warned you this was going to happen. I warned you we're waiting for the trigger event. I warned you not to follow falling skies, because it's going to piss me off, having warned in advance. What good is a prophet if nobody's going to listen? Dear God. Maybe I need to consult with Nelson on why Mormons don't listen to him. Still no news yet as to anything going on with the Syracuse temple. I've got the video waiting to go if something happens. It's got to happen by tomorrow, otherwise that's a wasted title. Any of you who know me know that I often utilize Hollywood entertainment. So guess what I would be using for Syracuse, Sicily concerning death by touching the Ark of the Covenant. Never go up against a Sicilian when death is on the line. It's comic gold and it's gonna be ruined. And so yes, this leak means that there is no Jesus. This leak means that Oaks is the enemy terrorist threat who's pulling the puppet strings. And everybody in LA is being diverted away from this fact. Oaks caused it, not Trump. Trump is the tool. What good are any of the prophecies of Scripture? What good am I to reveal them to you if nobody's going to listen? You saw this coming. I warned you that you need to see this coming. That Trump had everything systematically planned. And yet you go and you call him Taco Trump. Or a parody project doing Taco Bell. Very cute cartoon female, but You all fell for it. You all fell for it. Trump knows exactly what he's doing. Oh, God. And so, yes. See, the problem in Los Angeles is that there is no leadership. It was most likely a social media gathering. They saw it on their social media feed, and they all went to the ICE place to protest. And then chaos and violence ensued. And it's escalated now today, as Trump then called them insurrectionists to justify sending in the National Guard of California, taking it over from the governor. This is just a precursor. There's more to come. I warned you that the end goal is civil war. With the Insurrection Act and the 17, 89, 98, whatever year, for Alien Invasion Act, plus martial law. This is a precursor to martial law. And that's just for Los Angeles right now. It's expected to go throughout the nation, because other places are also going to start to protest too, right? See, and this is what Oakes and Nelson were hoping for, is that the Islamic protests that began immediately after Trump was elected, even pre as well, that those would give Trump cause to send in the troops. But the local authorities were able to quell the protests. And then Trump used it to justify deportations. So he still was able to capitalize on it, even though he didn't get to see it escalate to where he could issue martial law. Just deportations, which then led to LA. And they got triggered to cause the protest, for which Trump now says that they are the insurrectionists. Trump knows his Bible so well that he not only sold his own Bible, but he knows the doctrine like that. It's just brilliant mind. Knows all about the Bible, especially the beam and the mote. Everything Trump throws out as an accusation is what he himself is guilty of to a far worse degree. Rapists? Yeah, guilty. Child traffickers? Oops, guilty. But the documents have been hidden. Drug dealers? Yep. Yep, they don't call them Diaper Dawn for nothing. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. And so, yep, mobsters? Yep. Yep. And so, yeah, it's a simple doctrinal precept that's contained within the Bible, plagiarized in the Book of Mormon, and nobody believes it, because nobody follows it, except to be wicked and follow it, prove that it's true. And so, aside from this, there's another danger you guys need to be aware of. Apparently LGBTQ are in denial and did not listen to Trump when he gave the order that there are only two biological scientific sex identifications: male, female. Because LGBTQIAPO+ are still in denial and are still on a list for a coming day for them, as they keep thinking that they're gonna do their protests through parades. Utah had their Pride Parade. Tens of thousands showed up for it. Now, so far, even though Utah is a sanctuary state, they're getting an exemption from Trump. But just like Trump's initial firing federal agents, doing away with federal agencies, and stopping federal programs and funding that directly affected Utah, like the national parks here in Utah that don't have anybody to run them. They're all fired. I know, short-staffed, but still. You're not getting it. These collateral damages directly impact and affect Utah. Even though, for the most part, despite the over 600,000 who are illegal, apparently we have tens of thousands who are on Trump's hit list for LGBTQs, or as he also refers to them as DEIs. I warned you that this is what they did in Nazi Germany prior to. They made the blacklist, and then Hitler took over, and they used those blacklists against them, not just the Jews. And they had you identified with a special little inverted triangle. That's coming up on the 21st. And it is kind of creepy if you were to step back and look at it independently. Because being one of the letters is not just because you've watched a certain movie like Frozen and you want to be just like Frozen. And so you go around telling people, I'm Frozen. LGBTQIAPO+ is not about that kind of identity that children make with kids shows that they watch. And they pretend to be somebody they're not. The LGBTQ identification is the manner in which you have sexual relations. And so you now have a flag for each of those different sex positions. And you really don't think that that's going to be an issue. Did you not think to tell the prepubescent children that that's what you mean? when you write a book and say, my daddies took me to the park. You don't see how that is sexual abuse of sexual miseducation, which, yes, MAGA and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints also sexually abuse with sexual miseducation. But do you really think it's a good idea to fight fire with fire when it's not about a fire? It's a false equivalency. You don't fight extremism with other extremism. This is why MAGA and Mormon tradwives are all in a tizzy about LGBTQ. They want their extremism of sexual abuse taught to their kids, not yours. The concept of teaching sex ed is gone from everybody's mind. Even the partial attempt by Packer to talk about men's little factories was banned by the church, despite originally making it into a pamphlet. They don't want you to know anything about our little factories, let alone women's underground facilities. And I just got so annoyed with falling skies today. You had a couple who are now having sex. And so you're expecting that eventually she's going to get pregnant. And then you see her throw up. Oh, she's pregnant. And then the other person comes to her. Did you tell Tom? I'm waiting. What do you mean you're waiting? What did you have sex for? Did you not know there are consequences? You're in a battle zone. You don't get condoms. You don't get birth control. You have sex, it's pretty guaranteed. There's a small percentage of not that you're going to get pregnant. And so, when the evil aliens found out she was pregnant and revealed it to Tom, then they get back after winning. They're now talking about their feelings about whether or not they're feeling good about having a baby. Oh my God. Of course, memories come back on my mind because I'm newly married. I'm well aware that sex will produce a baby, and yet nonetheless, she comes about 2 weeks later and has me sit down for a serious talk. Oh, great, what did I do now? How do you feel about me having a baby? Well, I had sex with you, didn't I? Oh my God. So she took me up to Canada, and then we just picked out a baby at the McGrath Hospital. which no longer exists. Because apparently you can get them free at the hospitals. So we didn't need her to get pregnant. Oh, God. And so, yes, people just are in denial of consequences for actions. It's not just for LGBTQ, it's not just for regular couples. It's not just for the battle Los Angeles. They should have known there are consequences to Trump's original words. You should have known there were going to be consequences by allowing Roe v. Wade to be overturned as an insurrectionist attack by SCOTUS. That now it is illegal to have a miscarriage. My own mother, if it was illegal, back when I was 17 years old, and they were trying to have one final baby. Yeah, my mom had 3 miscarriages before Tabitha was born. My mom's a murderer. She needs to be locked up and have the baby taken away. And oh my God, don't even get me started on the other woman who was trying to not tell the son of Tom that she's a bad girl and he won't like her if she were to tell him the truth. Oh my God. And so I'm just mocking her. Oh, you murdered somebody in cold blood, little children, nuns, kittens? You gave your body up to a gangbangers? Nope. She went to prison for stealing, and the baby that she had was taken from her. Seriously? That's it? You don't want a relationship with me over that? Oh my God. And then she turns it around on him. She set it up knowing that he was going to probably be offended with her life, that he would be appalled. And then when he has to think about it, she's angry with him and gets judgmental? How dare you? Who wrote that script, Steven Spielberg? Who wrote it? Here we go. Battle, Utah. Salt Lake. Here it is. And so yes, again, this is the warning that there will be more collateral damage in Utah. Even though Utah, thanks to Cox, has an inside informant who's able to let Utah get away with their crimes. It will come back to bite you, just like it did in 2020. If you don't understand, Utah was also in the news for the Black Lives Matter protests that escalated into a civil war. And sure enough, Herbert called them terrorists to justify bringing in the National Guard and beating old men just trying to walk down the street. It's coming. You can't just ignore it and hope it goes away. It's coming. There are consequences. You sing this in primary, don't you? Did they stop that song? Do what is right, let the consequence follow. Seriously? I mean, that's actually the hymn. You know, and there's others, I think. I have two little hands folded snugly and tight. They're tiny and weak, but I know they can get into trouble. Because I think Do What Is Right is in the hymn book now. I shouldn't have to look this up. You all know it, don't you? Maybe they don't have this in the hymn book anymore. Maybe they took it out, replaced it with Amazing Grace. Church is now true, they put Amazing Grace in the hymn book. And you don't think that that was a trick, huh? Yeah, we're no longer racist since we put Amazing Grace in the hymn book. I mean, yeah, we weren't racist since 1978, but again, we're not racist since we put Amazing Grace in the hymn book. Yeah, it's the hymn now. Yeah. Battle for freedom in spirit and might. Do what is right, conquer! Primary song, consequences. Yeah, I think that's it. Do what is right. My choices have consequences. Tell the children that it's important not only to understand a commandment, but to understand the consequences of keeping or not keeping that command meant. They teach you. It's right there. So I know they're teaching you still. You're not listening. You're not following. You're not believing. So yeah, there will be others. The Pride Parade was just an open rebellion against Trump's executive orders. As right now, you're getting exemption from what should happen to you if you were any other state that was Democrat-leaning. But understand, there are consequences. You're seeing some of those with psychologists. KSL, so cute. Families are concerned about treatment centers in Utah. No duh! Consequences! You guys are not paying attention. You need to run the test to find out if the word is true or false. Once you know it's false, you need to get rid of it. You can't keep it around and hope that it won't cause the consequences. I mean, LGBTQ voted for Trump. That's what AI voting machines said. Blacks voted for Trump. Women voted for Trump. The undocumented voted for Trump twice on bamboo voting machines. They all love Trump. And yet, you weren't listening to his words. And here are the consequences. He led you in just like the snake poem he always reads. And you fell for it still. Even MAGA, who always vote for Trump, they're suffering too. You don't get it. You're not believing the Book of Mormon. You're not understanding what is going to happen. And the church is hoping that you won't find out that Oaks got leaked. That the church is behind all of it. Because the church, as plan A, they get away with it and they get their kingdom back while everybody else dies. And the church says, see, they didn't obey us. And so we murdered them. Consequences.